All right, it's working. Looks like we're working.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes, what's going on, everyone? All right, looks like XSplit is working tonight. All right, my apologies for yesterday. You guys know I love to come on every night. But, I mean, when technology lets me down, it lets me down. There's nothing I can do about that. Shout out to all my subscribers in the building. Bat Scientist, Big Ken the Barber, Gucci, Stockerfella, Ken Rosenberg, Monk Man, Miss Carter, Callie Robb, Chris McKinney, Raider Junkie. Yes, indeed. Carlton, appreciate that, man. Sean John, Game Face, Norman Powell. Yes, indeed, man. All right. So, got a few emails yesterday, and you know, I want to get this off my chest real quick, man. You know, I do this really kind of out of the love of the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Really out of the love of the game. I have, 284 episodes now. Taking away that maybe the first 100 are for like at least 5 hours of the average of those. You know, we put 2 hours, each. All right, at 284. What's that? In fact, let me do the math real quick. All right. Let me see, what's that? 284 times 2. That's 568 hours. There are 24 hours in a day, so divided by 24, that's 23 days. All right, so imagine I press play or record, and 23 days straight, I recorded. I've spent 23 days of my life recording on YouTube. I should never, ever, ever get an email from anyone telling me that they are disappointed in me for not going live. I should never get an email like that. The moment I stop this show, it will be because this is no longer fun for me. That you have turned this into a job. It is not a job. I don't have to come on and do this. I can run pumps twice a month. 3 times a month, send crappy emails forcing people to buy hundreds of thousands of shares of worthless stock. I can easily do that. Make funny, cheesy, videos that I put out 3 times a month or so. But I do this because I want to be a real trader. I want to actually be somebody who knows how to go into the marketplace, generate a return, and keep it moving. I don't want to be a salesman for the rest of my life. Okay, so let's not take it a little bit too far. Okay, let's I understand some of you really like the show. I dig it, but let's calm it down a little bit, because I was ready to never come back on live again after I saw that email, because I was what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And it was like, I mean, if it's me, I'll say fuck it, shit. I was getting some head. I was, you know, doing something else. I've always kept it 100. Shit, if I don't feel like coming, I don't feel like coming. But the night before, I was struggling. Yesterday, still having problems. I just, you know what? I'm just gonna let them do what they got to do. They got it taken care of, and I'm back on. So to see that, man, it was just like, okay, whatever, man. All right. So let's keep it going, man. You know, it's fun. It's fun. There's always another day, you know, to make money, bro. It's not the be all end all of the world. If I don't give you 2 hours, it's crazy. I've got over 23 days worth of content. 23 days worth of content. You got guys online who don't even want to go live with you unless they paying you or you paying them $99 a month, $199 a month. I'm giving you their shit for free. You know what I'm saying? We finding ways to you know, 5-finger discount their content and pass it among each other. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all in the chat room. I appreciate, but, you know, some people I just got to let them know to chill on that, man. You know, relax on that, you know. We here just enjoying this and for the love of the game, man. Well, when you people, some of these people take it a little bit more, you know, real extra with it. You know? Yeah, there you go, Londale Carter. That's what's up, man. No, but my thing is, you know, there's so much of a hustle when it comes to, you know, small cap stocks that everybody just wants something from you. You know what I mean? Everybody just wants, give me this, give me that, give me that. I you know, Sal don't ever ask anybody in the chat room for anything. You know? Tim Sykes won't even answer your emails. You know, you go to his, he doesn't even answer emails. Go pay his $149 a month. He's not going to answer your email. Won't retweet your shit. You know, that's real talk. You know, I have created a community here where engagement between me and you and other traders is so important to me. I want you to be able to, there's that call-in line number that's never changed since the beginning of this show. Haters call up. People who love the show call. I let you speak your piece. We got guys who go on for 30, 35 minutes. I'll let you go. You know? No, how many guys out here who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year taking money from you ever let you even talk on the phone with them? Ever let you, hell, even just speak to them? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, let's get to the tickers, man, because I don't want to, you know, I hope I'm not sounding like an asshole, because I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I'm just like, whoa. You know, I'm trying to let people relax that shit, man. This is fun. We're enjoying ourselves. You know, this isn't, you know, I'm not network news. I'm a guy with 3 monitors. All right. This is not CNBC. This is not NBC, CBS, none of that shit. All right. Let's get to some stocks. I think I got a caller on the line. Ken, what's going on, man?
What's going on? I'm 2 nights ago on, was it, today's what, Thursday, Tuesday?
Yes.
I spoke about Renova, RNVA.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that.
And I mentioned to you that I bought it. I was mad at myself.
But we thought it was a piece of crap, though. Remember, it sold.
Right, we did.
You know?
We did. I would have. Did I call? I don't know if I called in last night because we had this blizzard here. There was no power. But
yeah, I didn't go on last night, but I think you called the night before.
It was the night before. So yesterday, you know, you really got to follow news. There was a Form D filed yesterday regarding financing or something for the company for, what was it, $3 million, what the hell it was. And I said, that looks interesting. The stock turned around. It opened up down to 0.6, and then all of a sudden it's 0.8, a penny. I got it at 1.1 cents. It closed at 1 cent yesterday. I went big. And this morning it gaps to 1.39, and I hold, and then it comes back down to 0.9%, and I still hold, and then we get 5 Form Ds at 12:37 this afternoon. 5 Form, and what I think, if you read those carefully, it looks like 4 private investors and the CEO worked together to provide this financing, this money, and the stock took off and closed at the high of the day.
I mean, they're all loading huge. I mean, they're all loading, activating their stock options. I'm seeing it here. And, you know, the addresses are so familiar. West Palm Beach. You know, this is old money taking the opportunity now to load up on a dirt cheap stock. I have it as a buy. I've had it on my as a buy on my website, Advanced Equity Research, now for 2 months. I thought the turnaround would be a lot earlier. I thought we'd be talking about, you know, this back in January. No, regardless, I knew the turnaround was coming. Look, RNVA has spent a lot of money on that South Fork Hospital project that they bought last year. They spent so much money. The company literally, you know, ran themselves out of the NASDAQ. I mean, so here they are now in the OTC space, and, you know, we'll see what's going on. I mean, obviously, if this hospital turns into a moneymaker, which they did say was going to be profitable by mid to end 2018. So looks like traders aren't waiting until that time. But we haven't gotten the numbers yet from the hospital. But I figure if they believe, as I remember them saying, it should be about 13 to 14 million from that one facility net profit period. That'll be a huge turn of events for RNVA.
I think I sent you a tweet text regarding the something that the investors and the CEO, they paid 5.7 cents a share. I was a little confused. Someone, Power Battles, posted about that, which shows it's very undervalued. I don't know if you had a chance to look at that to see if that makes any sense, but whatever.
Right,
the stock closed higher.
Oh, so you're saying that they paid above market for the shares right now?
That's what was my interpretation of that post. That I'm pretty sure I tweeted direct DM to you on Twitter this afternoon to you and Bats. I wanted you both to. I want your interpretation of that.
I could see that happening, but the only way they would pay more, that would make sense if it was something where they're getting a larger amount for a higher per share price. Well, I don't. I see what you're saying. How that would strike, but it's. I don't know. It probably comes with quite a few conditions. Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
No, that's fine. But I think the 2 cents level, around 2 cents, is the 200-day moving average on the daily right now. So that would be interesting if it breaks above it in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah, RNVA. What's messing up here on my 200? It's showing way up there on the 200, so it's not.
Maybe the 50-day I'm looking at. I don't know. It's one of the moving averages that's important.
Yeah, 50-day is showing it at 13 cents.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's way up there on mine. I don't know if it's Trading Views being funny with it right now, but RNVA's got a lot of way to go. But obviously, yeah, these last couple of days been very impressive. The stock is up. What is that? 400% from?
Yeah, it was 4/10 of a penny. It was 4/10 of a penny on last Friday.
From March 1st. I'm gonna have to calculate that, but that's a huge return.
What's today?
From that
Today's
day.
the 8th. It was this March 2nd. I think it was 4/10 of a cent.
Yeah, huge turn of events for that stock. Huge turn, and I bet it'll show.
So
in hourly
nice
too.
Nice to have a winner.
There it is. Absolutely. Oh wow, look at that on the hourly chart too. Going back to positive territory, breaking. Yeah, March 1st. Yep, very much so. Broke above that 50 line on the hourly, and boy, would have been a very nice buy there. Who's someone who stuck their neck out there and put something in that.
Yeah, so that was great. That was a really good. It was a good day today. The other one I want to talk to you about, ATOS. Just to show you can't always just use charts. The stock breaks out today, closes at 83 cents. 4:01 p.m. earnings come out, and they weren't supposed to come out. I checked with Bats until March 15th. They decided to release the earnings early. The earnings sucked. stock crashed in after hours. I had a small amount. I got burned.
Where's it at right now? 63 cents after hours?
ATOS closed at 63 cents in after hours and did 2.8 million shares in after hours, which is a lot of volume.
Yeah, a lot of volume, but definitely, as you said, not the news you want to hear on ATOS. And, this is probably going to go lower because of that. I'll go ahead and flush this down the drain, but ATOS, game over on those earnings, unfortunately.
Right, I know. Yep, and Bats always says about selling stocks before the earnings, but what do you do in this kind of situation where they screwed us? They said it was March 15th. It's like, oh, well, next. Take the loss.
Now, I see somebody in the chat room talking about reverse split rumors on RNVA. What would you...
But that's not supposed to be, right, that's not supposed to be till sometime in September 2019, a year and a half from now. That's what I was reading.
Okay.
So I understand that's going to happen, but that's been talked to death on Investors Hub. That's not happening.
Yeah. There's too much upside for them to do that now, to talk about reverse split. The company still has significant, more... things to prove in regards to that hospital. So I don't think this would be a proper time for them to do something like that.
No. And so I mean that I think there's a lot more room to go. We'll see tomorrow. What else today? Your thoughts this evening about Trump coming out with the South Korea, North Korea? They're going to go negotiate. Blah 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 blah. I find it interesting. This news comes out now, the same day with the tariff stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and then the North Korean thing coming out after hours as well. Look, he's giving it till May for them to put something together. I think it'll happen. It'll be very much something, history worthy, and we'll see what happens. Effects on the market, I don't know. I mean, they were literally launching empty nukes in the air, and the market didn't even flinch. So
didn't care.
Right. I think it'll just be something for the history books for the most part.
Yeah, but your thoughts? Tomorrow's the monthly Charles report, and this whole thing with the tariffs, if they were so bad, why didn't the U.S. dollars, sink or go high? Wouldn't you have thought there would have been a stronger move in the U.S. dollar and the 10-year rate if this whole thing with the tariffs is so bad and the market's going to crash now? I don't think the market's going to crash. I think we're going to go higher.
Yeah, I think we'll go higher because if you read the bill, it basically exempts our two biggest trading partners, which is Canada and Mexico. So they're basically exempt. So, who the bill really hurts now it's really insignificant. So, this comes off almost as a prop piece. And now they're talking about you're going to start introducing possibly company exemptions. So individual companies could be able to apply to be exempted from those tariffs. So this looks like a prop piece, a way to kind of get off the whole stripper talk that was happening, and he did a good job using this narrative to get away and change the conversation. So this was a joke in the short term, but we'll see how it whether or not it improves the bottom line of these American-based steel companies. But again, with our largest trading partners, Mexico and Canada, exempt, I don't think this has a big difference.
Yeah, very good. Can I just bring up, remember USRM, that stem cell company from a year ago? It crashed and all that crap.
That supposedly had an FDA approval that no one can find now. So, yeah.
Right. It's 6-1. I mean, it's made a 50% move in the last week, and I think there's some kind of 8K annual report coming out in the next few days. I don't think I'd touch it now, but I mean, wow, made a nice move.
Yeah, nice move. And, look, since October, it's had a really nice little run. I mean, this kind of goes back to really old style OTC trading where you really have to, start a position, and if it proves itself, you add more. If you add more, then you add more. So this is a chart that you kind of had to catch really early. I'm afraid to jump in it now here at 80 on the RSI. I feel like I'd be buying someone out here, but regardless, been headed in the right direction now for the last month and a half.
Yep. And here's another one. Remember the ANDI, Apple, Nancy, David, ICE? That was one that moved huge in January, February. It's now right down at the 200-day moving average, and people are talking about news coming up tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't know what the hell it's about, but I find it interesting that the stock is at the 200. It's the 50-day moving average at 0.0172. It'd be interesting to see if that bounces off that the next couple days.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that. I do see here it has done it a couple times where it fought to stay above it. So yeah, let's look if we see any kind of bullish confirmation that traders are and really invested in it holding that line and moving from there.
And all right, I heard your commentary at the beginning. I really do appreciate what you do. You're always going to get people like that. I guess they're just whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's whatever. It's all whatever. But I know they're listening, so I just want people to understand that this is a really great opportunity for all of us to just kind of bounce ideas off of each other. But I want people to understand that this is not a job for me or anything like that. I'm just really here to learn from you, to learn from myself, and to create opportunities for myself to make money and for you to make money, and not to see me as some kind of small cap network or I'm forced to do this or anything like that. And I just wanted to put that out there. That's all. Yeah,
you're putting all those hours of your life. You really you're not asking for anything,
right,
unless people want to make a donation. It's a really, how many people are like you in this world?
Sure,
not many.
Sure.
So thank you for everything. That's it. It was a really good day today, so I'm just glad to share that, and I hope people made money with the RNVA.
Yeah, that was a huge move. I saw the alert on Black Box. It came out really early. In fact, they put out the alert. Let me see the time again because I want to see it for myself. That alert came out at 9:30. It was. So
what did it open up at?
It opened up price at alert 0.0110. 0.0110. The high after the alert was 0.0179.
Well, here's the question though. I thought it opened up at whatever you said, and then it hit a high early in the morning.
Yes.
At 0.0139, but then it came down. I think it went down below.
Yes, and then it went below a penny. It went below a penny just after noon. And I do see it ended up coming back up. You had some dip buyers come in and take it higher. And literally
we got that news at 12:30.
Right, from news, and then it just took off after that.
Really interesting. Yeah. That Black Box is good. Nice tool. Wow.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good night.
Appreciate it, Ken. Thank you, man. All right. Shout out to Ken. Appreciate the call. ANDI slowly creeping up there. It's got a long way to go to the 200, but he called it on the 50. Nice, settling very nicely on it. Kind of bearish right now, though. So let's see if it can get, work its way higher. As you can see here, though, MACD not looking so pretty. So, it's going to take quite a bit to get it turned around. And usually looking at this on the MACD, that kind of means we still got a little bit of ways to go for it to really make a turn. Very rarely have I seen a sudden turn at this level of the decline on the MACD. All right? Absolutely. Shout out to the people in the chat room. Let's get back to what you guys are looking at. What's going on, Ricardo Joseph? All right. Another caller, 919. Bats, what's up, man?
Hey, Sal. Yeah, I'm sorry if my tweet to you offended you. From my point of view, for you not being at the show, not so much the importance of what I said to you in my tweet wasn't so much that I was offended that you didn't come to the show more than it was just letting us know that you wouldn't be there.
Yeah, sure. I'll probably do a better job of, maybe just posting it on Twitter. Like, hey, it's not, for whatever reason, I can't come on. I'm usually pretty good at that. And with that, when I'm not coming on, I'll post on Twitter. But if you felt some kind of way about me not doing it yesterday, again, I apologize for that.
No, we all appreciate it. I'm sorry that you misunderstood where I was coming from on that because, from the perspective of where I come from, it's just, we know it's not your job and we appreciate, what you do for us. Some of us actually are Patreons on your show. Not to say that that's what is expected, but from my point of view, at least just knowing, because even just from the basic point of view of even worrying about you, to see if you're okay or is something okay. And I know there have been times I've been traveling and I don't say anything on Twitter, or you don't hear from me for a bit and just say, hey, Bats, is everything okay? So that's kind of like the angle that I was shooting from, and for not to let you feel that, we are imposing on you, but just letting us know that, hey, guys, there was no show today. And, like I said, I'm sorry if that offended you, but, we love you as much as we worry about you, but, it's just keeping us all in the loop, if you understand.
There it is. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, Sal. So let me just speak briefly about what I have for you guys today. FinViz. Okay, so with the earnings sell-off strategy that I have, a lot of the times, like I said, I'm focusing on stocks that have both earnings and dividends. So on FinViz, if you focus on the Dow Industrial Average stocks, I think there are about 30 of them, as well as the S&P 500 stocks. You can basically use FinViz as a screener to basically figure out which stocks have dividends, which stocks have yields. And then once you get those stocks, you can then look at when earnings are. So I know a few days ago you were talking about looking for weekly options, and I did suggest ULTA. If you've looked at ULTA over the last 2 days, you've noticed that it's moved. So that's really good. So ULTA will have earnings on the 15th of March. Mm-hmm. So good to see it move. Nike has earnings on the 22nd of March. General Mills, GIS, has earnings on the 21st. So these are all stocks that could potentially be weekly options calls. And like I said, for me, I personally noticed that a lot of stocks start trading up into earnings, into dividends. So all you need to do is find out which stocks are declaring dividends or reporting earnings in a week, and then plan your options calls around there. Looking at other stocks in addition to that, we have Coca-Cola that has dividends on the 14th of March, as well as earnings on the 24th. So more than likely, Coca-Cola, if you look at the chart, it's gone up a little bit. It looks like it's breaking out. We'll trade higher into dividends. Typically, there's a small dip after dividends, and then earnings on the 24th of April, we should see it continuing to go up. I'm still watching RCW. These guys report earnings on the 3rd of May. UPS is another pick that I have reporting earnings April 26th. Pepsi, and I'm going to post all these earnings plays. Pepsi, April 26th. Verizon, April 9th. ANDV, very nice move today, that reports earnings on May the 8th. GE, I noticed you did talk about GE. You noticed the Bollinger Bands are kind of tightening around GE. These guys report earnings on the 20th of April, so that's something to look at as well. I believe Walmart today might have given out dividends today, but the earnings will be on the 17th of May. And then, did I mention Johnson & Johnson? Johnson & Johnson is one of my big picks, J&J. That's going to be April 17th. And I think that's all I have. Did I mention Tiffany's?
No, you didn't on that one.
Okay, so Tiffany's is a good weekly as well, because Tiffany's is going to be reporting earnings on the 16th of March. with, I think, dividends on the 19th of March. So in recap, looking at weeklies, go for something like a Tiffany's, a General Mills, Nike perhaps, and we should see these ones at least move. We're not talking about any monumental moves now late in the game, but I can see on some of them, $2, $3, $4, $5 moves are possible on these. And as you and I know, and most of us on the show, even these small dollar amounts will amount to a lot of good gains.
Yeah, I really love that Coke move, especially the one on Coca-Cola. I love that daily chart on Coca-Cola. All the indicators are lining up. Looks very much like Johnson & Johnson.
Yes,
very,
I was
very
about
beautiful.
to say that.
Yeah, very beautiful chart.
Absolutely. So, yeah, a lot of tickets today, but I'll post them on the show when I'm done, which is about now. And, yeah, once again, I'm sorry, Sal, if I let you down and offended you. Maybe you can just tweet me and say, hey, Bats.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Today,
I wasn't even talking about you,
know.
man. This was somebody who wasn't even really at the beginning of everything. No, Bats, if I have something that is troubling me about something you said or something I would always tell you. We're open. We have an open line of communication that we can speak like that. I would never be passive aggressive with you, but somebody I don't know or anything like that, I'm not going to waste time to put my feelings out there for somebody like that. So, but Bats, hey man, grateful for the call, man. So many great tickers. Put those tickers in the chat room. I got to keep the show moving. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Sorry, sir. All right. Okay.
All right. Shout out to Bats. Thank you so much for the call, man. All right. Joel say no, Joel, it's all good vibes, man. It's all good vibes, bro. It's all good vibes. It's just, it's all good vibes, man. It's all good at the end of the day. All right. Jeff the Mean Marine, are you still in GE? Every time I look at GE, I think about Jeff. What's going on, Stock God? I see Stock God in the building. All right. Look, GE is either going to explode to 15 or come crashing back to 14. But if you put up what did I pull up? I think it was a Bollinger. Yeah, there we go. The bands are getting tighter on GE. Put the Keltner channels on there. We're in the middle of the so we're getting ready to explode higher here. That's what I want to believe. All right, because my man Jeff in the chat room is still in it. We're getting ready to explode higher in it, and I see a lot of that in the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, you had a rejection of that lower Keltner band. You came down. Now you're toward the end, bottom of the band here. This is the candlestick we're developing for this week here on the weekly. So that's why I love it when guys put time on their options. When you look at the RSI, you look at the MACD, if you went in this week with a nice option on GE with multiple months of time, all right, you give yourself a month and a half. I think this looks really nice from these levels, man. I think it looks really nice from these levels. All right, you're not going to hold it to the end because at the end of the day, there are fundamental things that are wrong with the company. But again, I think in the short term, you get an opportunity to get a stock that could hit that first green line, which is that $15, and then sell it back with a significant amount of time remaining on the option. All right. I saw somebody talk about that the stocks we were talking about are too expensive. Go look into to trading options where we're basically penny trading, but on options. So the same couple $100 that you would use to buy a couple million shares of an OTC stock, we're trading large caps with the same amounts. 772 Treasure Hunter, what's up, man?
What's happening, Sal? What's happening?
Hey, been a minute. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I was going to say, I know, everybody, that was kind of disappointed that you wasn't on the air kind of thing. Everybody loved your show. It's always off the chain, I was like, man, shit, dog. I was like, I know you got beef with somebody. I know it wasn't, me, because usually you came in with the hood on, like ready to kick some ass. I'm like, oh shit, But I was like, usually, man, you get into it with the tickers and trading styles. I was like, the next day, you usually come on a certain caller. I'm like, oh fuck, I know he's talking about me. Let me go and call in.
Nah, not at all, bro. Not at all, bro. What you got for me, Treasure Hunter? Bro? Appreciate you
I got
having
two.
me on.
Yeah. I got two plays, bro. Let me see. I was gonna call in about that RNVA. I see it run today. I was gonna say, if you think it's gonna run tomorrow, man, I was gonna, throw a little something in that.
Man, I'm out of the prediction business when we're talking about next day kind of stuff, man. But I love what's going on. Look, it's coming from a really low RSI. I mean, we're just crossing the 50 on the daily, man. Pull up your chart, and you see we're just crossing the positive 50 line. This is actually an opportunity for you to go in it at this market. Now, if we were talking about a stock that was 79, 83, 91 on the RSI, then it'll be a different conversation. Now, at the end of the day, I'm sure you got some guys who are holding a significant amount of shares at the 0050 area, 0060 area, 0070. So they're going to unload into this new volume that's been trading over the last couple of days. But if you're willing to give yourself some time and you're not looking for just a quick in and out like tomorrow, I think you still keep going higher in RNVA. I think RNVA is higher this time next week. If that's a better question you should be asking me. It's in a higher price this time next week. I think that's where we can say yes to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Another one, the other place I was in, they did all right, but I'm saying you was right. I'm saying didn't do what I wanted to do. All except for one, you gave a toilet bowl flush, but I was like, this is one nugget that just won't go down. That I was like, stop flushing this money down the toilet. Was IBIO. It's cooled down right now, but I think I called it was like 18 cents or something.
Yeah, okay. So IBIO, yeah, I do remember you calling about this one and looking at what it did today. Obviously, yeah, this was almost a week and a half ago since you called.
Yeah, double my money.
Obviously, yeah, it's been significantly higher since then. And if you were able to,
think that took it off why it took off a little bit.
I mean, you had a huge move today. I mean, the stock went from between 27 and 34, so that's a huge range today. You got the red candlestick because you left a lot of people up there at the high 30s, but again, it's covered the gap and some. So IBIO, nice trade for you.
Yeah, man. That's it, man. And I keep up the good work, Sal. And try not to, let it get to you too bad, by your big fan base and everything, We all love you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro.
You got it, bro. Keep it
Yes,
good.
indeed. Shout out to Treasure Hunter, guy who's been here since 10 freaking people in here. Literally 10 people in here when we used to go like 7-8 hours. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the call. All right. Thank you for the call. Look, we had 17 tickers today. 17 tickers today over 15%. 17 tickers over 15% today across the market. Huge numbers. I think we had 20. How many here? And just above 5%. 1, 2, 3. How many? Just above. Oh man. Oh, that's way too many to count. I think well over 40 tickers above 5%. So quite a bit of volatility today on the market, and just moves everywhere, man. Moves everywhere. A lot of tickers that we hadn't seen in quite a while, all of a sudden run. I mean, old tickers like ATRS. I saw ATRS. Nobody's talked about ATRS, and I still got this lined up. Look at that. Broke out. ATRS today broke out. Old medical equipment stock that had a falling window months ago. We followed it back in January. All right. Of last year, just January of last year, we marked this ticker and enjoyed the run and kind of forgot about it since then. And here we have ATRS back on my radar as it breaks out higher, up 10% today. Beautiful candlestick on ATRS. What a breakout. man. What a breakout. Now trying to fill that gap. It's got a lot to fill. For the most part, pretty boring. To late 2017, 2018, very promising. And now with this breakout, could this be the beginning of something in ATRS? All right. Nice to see some volume coming back into a ticker we used to talk about quite frequently here. All right. Love seeing these old tickers come back. All right. Look at another oldie. TRCH. Torchlight Energy. All right. Still pretty thin. But again, another candlestick really nice and fat. 11.7%. The shippers. GLBS. GLBS with its biggest, volatility day of the last couple months. Nice move on GLBS, getting above the 50 on the daily. All right. So a lot of unusual moves. Man. We can't even go further without talking about ZSAN. I mean, that what a beast, man. What a freaking beast in ZSAN. What a beast. Multiple day killer. Definitely a monster kill. Played it yesterday and today. All over Black Box. I mean, everybody was in it. I mean, you go into the Black Box trading room, everybody was in ZSAN. Had to love that play. And it was interesting. I would have just held my shares. But when you look at the 5-minute, coming from yesterday in particular, right? Yesterday in particular, you let me see, what was that? Was it a 21? Yeah, you broke the 21. So you actually ran out toward the end of the day. You sold. You're like, okay, it's game over. Tomorrow's going lower. This morning, 5-minute chart again, using the 5-minute and then, your simple moving averages, 5 and 10. You know what I'm saying? It opens up. It squeezes the shorts. Squeezes them. I mean, just, 13. What was that? What was that open? 12:57. Was that open at 12:57? I think it might be throwing it off. Was that 12:57? Actually, it was 12:57. Excuse me. Yes, it was. 12:57 open. All right. And me, I'm not jumping in anything. I'm going to watch a few candlesticks first, especially on this 5-minute chart. I'm going to watch a few candlesticks. Let the EMA lines really develop. I see you holding the moving averages, then I'm jumping in. And I want to stay in. Beautiful, beautiful move, man. Beautiful, beautiful move. ZSAN. We get these plays, at least once every 3 weeks. You're going to get something like that. We were really blessed this month, with INNT to start off the month. And ZSAN now 2 days in a row. What a blessing, man. What a blessing to start March. We're not even 10 days in. And, we're already talking about, and let's just be honest, not everybody gets the whole move, but realistically, if I shave 20% off all of them, all the highs, you're talking about anywhere between 160 to 100%, 180% gained since the first on the runners alone. On the runners alone. And again, that's me shaving off, 20 to 30% off the highs. All right? And like every play, you wish you threw your whole account at it. I mean, but, you don't do that. You got to be responsible, right? You got to have risk management. But I was reckless with Pred, though, because I knew, I'm with Pred, I just, I threw it. God damn, I made so much damn money off that shit. I threw my whole damn, I already knew what that was going to be. Yeah, Jaguar Animal Health. I talked about Jaguar Animal Health several times here on the show. I told you that stock was garbage. I told you that stock was garbage, and you had the reversed split. What was that today? Was there reverse today, or what was that? Hold on. Was that Jaguar Animal Health that did that? Hold on. Was that? I was on ZSAN. Hold on. Was that Jaguar Animal Health that did that 135? Good Lord. Hold on. See, good Lord, 179 million? Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I'm seeing something. It didn't really do this today, did it? All right, somebody tell me if they were in this or not. Ascend Trading pumped the hell out of. Okay, so it was a pump. Because I didn't see that on the alert. I didn't see that in Black Box. Hold on. Let me go to RNVA. Okay, ZSAN, NETE. Yeah, I didn't get that alert. That's why I'm like, what the fuck? But you know what? I'll give it to you though, man. That's news to me. That's news to me. But you know what? That's a supreme victory right there, man.
Supreme victory.
That's a badass move, bro. Oh God, look at that. Oh, that 50's too far. Hold on. 5 and 10. Oh, look at that. Holding that 10. Look at that. This is a 5-minute holding that 10 beautifully. Oh, God. What a nice move. But, yeah, when it's a chat room pump, you can almost guarantee you'll never get the first few minutes of the move because they're all loading. Ascend Trading has been pumping quite a few tickers, man. Those guys at Ascend Trading, they've been pumping a shitload of tickers. They had one just last week, wasn't it? What's her name from Black Box hit me up about that. She asked me if I knew who they were. I don't know anybody from there. Let me see. What was that ticker she hit me up about? And she had that. Do you know any of these guys? I'm like, nope. Hold on. What was that ticker? NETE. Yeah, it was NETE. Earlier, it was NET. I think it was it NET? No, hold on. INFI. Yeah, it was INFI. There it is. INFI. That was this one over here a couple days ago. INFI. And this is what she told me, like, what, because as soon as INFI ran, hit the top and started coming down, they put out a tweet, we just destroyed INFI, Ascend Trading. She sent me a copy of it. I said, yeah, that's their MO. That's their MO. Leadership lets their cronies know, and they pass it on to their gullible followers in their chat rooms. That's Ascend Trading. Fisher G. Ash is a she from Black Box. There's actually quite a few women who work there, man. There's actually quite a few women that work at Black Box. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you go in Black Box and those people who are talking back to you in the chat room, those are women who are also trading. A lot of the guys are mostly, working on the servers and stuff like that. They're mostly doing the back end stuff. It's a lot of the women trading in there. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's look at your tickers. Corey Kwan, what's up, man? EFLN. Again, you know the number 305-600-2896. EFLN, OTC stock, up 108%. All right, don't know too much about it. Don't know anything about this ticker at all. Corey, you know the number. Give me a call. What's going on, Artie Buckley? John Rambo, what's up? And need a paper trade. Didn't know what RSI bought. Appreciate you, big boy Caprice. All right, appreciate that, man. By the way, we're going to talk about some of these semiconductors, too. These semiconductors are reaching new highs and breaking out. 703, you're on the air. What's going on?
What's up, South? Me, Fisher. How you doing?
Hey, Fisher, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm happy that I saw you tonight. I was like, what the hell? But it is what it is, whatever.
Yes, indeed.
But for the people who don't like you, don't do that for you, I recommend use that fuel to make you become bigger. You know what I'm saying?
You use what?
Use your haters to become bigger. Like use them as fuel. Like when the people
okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. No, dude. I don't even. It's not even a hater thing or anything like that, bro. Let's not even concentrate on that energy, bro. I'm fixated on these stocks, man. Let's get right to it.
Shoot, what was fun for me was someone told me about this, but I don't know if it's a pump or dump or some shit.
Okay.
It's IMMY.
Okay. IMMY. Imprimis Pharmaceuticals. What do you see in this? Kind of.
My friend was talking about it. He does trading too, and his friend was talking about it, and his friend was talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's a pump or dump or some shit.
Well, who knows? I mean, I remember a caller, talking to me about a stock called VCell a few months ago, and I thought it was a piece of shit too. And look where that's at. I mean, so you when you hear say, give it, of course, everything with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, do your research on it and see what it can do, man, because you'd be surprised how some of these companies can do something here, a contract there, an agreement here, and it leads to some real, transformative change in the business for them. So VCell was a ticker I laughed at a long time ago, and now look where it is now over the last several months. So, that ticker you brought up, man, do your research on it and get back to us and tell us how it goes.
Sure. Hey, what do you think of IWM?
IWM, the small cap Russell ETF. Yeah, man. It's I don't even know, bro. Honestly, I don't know on this IWM. Read today. Go ahead.
It talks about us because you said like a couple of the stocks went 15% up, and usually if IWM does good, it will help all the other small caps.
Yeah, of course. But the problem is that the small caps that I brung up, they're not in IWM. IWM, typically you're not gonna, when it says small caps, it actually means like 250 million to under $1 billion. So yes, they're small caps, but they're not like, they're not, the small caps we talk about, extensively here on the show. So yes, they're smaller companies though. Per the street talks about small companies. So IWM, obviously though, again, these tariffs, being that again, our major partners are exempt from those tariffs. So I don't see any short-term behavior that's going to, hurt them. So I think IWM goes higher, but again, this has been one of those things that's been really volatile, and the tax cuts were supposed to be huge beneficiaries for those companies and end up selling off after that announcement. But it looks like we've rebounded and now holding relatively well, 65 here on the daily or on the hourly chart. Let me get back to a daily so we get a bigger picture. And okay, yeah, actually sitting real nicely here. Real nicely here.
And just two more things. One, what's up with X? Because I keep hearing about steel, American steel, but X, the stock wondering, is dropping like hell.
Yeah, the stock, well, the announcement came and, it had a huge move. You had earnings, you had the dividend, you had a significant amount of accumulation towards the end or middle of February. And now it's sold off on the signature today by Donald Trump on those tariffs. But I still think you buy calls here going higher because even though, again, the two biggest trading partners are exempt, but you still have a significant amount of cheap steel that will no longer be coming into the country because they don't want to pay those tariffs. So that means that yes, companies like X, companies like Nucor, companies like AKS, they may have to bring on new workers. They're going to have increased business.
Right.
So I think maybe not this quarter, but I think next quarter you're talking about them having a significant increase in revenue. So I would definitely buy a call here, probably something that's out the money, and maybe even a 48 or 46 with a significant amount of time. And, I think X eventually gets to that level, but it's probably not going to happen at this earnings here in May, but possibly the one after that.
But last thing is they're taking forever, but I can wait for Robinhood to do options.
Well, Robinhood's already doing options. I did one. I did one option.
How'd you get in? I couldn't get in.
Yeah, just go to the website and sign up. They were putting people on the list or whatnot. And yeah, I did an option on Robinhood, just one, and it actually went through, and just testing out the platform, and it's nice. I don't like the structure in terms of selecting the option. I think obviously being that it's a cell phone, it's kind of restricted. But I do love the fact that the live streaming platform, the changes, it's really intuitive the way they put it together. But as you can see, though, it's just really restricted on a phone screen picking the right option.
It's commission free, as in they don't charge you for
Absolutely.
the options.
That's correct.
79 cents.
That's correct.
And
so
the point.
Yes, it fits perfectly with what they got going on in Robinhood. If you're a swing trader, position trader, a guy who doesn't necessarily day trade, Robinhood is perfect for you because it's free. You go in, you make your trade. If you put in the right things and you generate a return, next day you sell, 2 days later you sell, whatever that time frame is, you get your money and you keep it moving. So shout out to Robinhood.
Yeah, it's like the best for small accounts who can't do like all those commissions, all those fees. Robinhood would be like your best platform before you go to like E-Trade or TD Ameritrade.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Yes, indeed. Shout out Fisher G. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Let's keep it going. EKSO. It's been a long time since somebody brought that up here. EKSO. I'd like to have somebody let me know what's going on with EKSO in that Ford situation. Do you remember that they set up something with Ford where Ford Motor Company had made an agreement to buy several of their vests? If you guys don't know, EKSO is a bionic equipment maker. They basically created these vests that allow workers to connect their arms and some of their fingers and be able to lift heavy equipment like 2 or 3 times their size. I mean, absolutely insane. They got some videos on YouTube as well. It's like this little, almost like Terminator-like outfits, that vest that they put on. The workers, had sent really positive reviews on the equipment. And based on that, Ford was supposed to buy more, but I haven't heard anything since then. This has been some time since that news. You're going to have to go back and do some research on where EKSO and Ford stand on that deal. All right. Let's keep it going. DLTR. Dollar Tree International. Oh, look at that. Bats, I want you to take a look at this. This is surprising. Yeah, because Dollar Tree annihilated those earnings. That was a beat for Dollar Tree across the board, wasn't that? This slides after fourth quarter. wasn't it? Yeah, revenue rose. This is insane. You call revenue rises 13% to 6.3 billion. 13% revenue increase, and that's a weak fourth quarter. I mean, what do they want these people to do? Pay their workers $1 an hour? Some of the estimates that Wall Street gives certain companies, you gotta basically not pay workers to beat some of those estimates. You know, anybody who knows business knows the most expensive part of any business is labor. That's why these companies don't give a fuck about their workers anymore, because they're so busy trying to hit numbers. You know, that's why they got you, barely giving you good insurance, barely giving you your 40 hours for those people who work these kind of jobs, these retail jobs, always finding ways to fuck up your check and shit. Company made $6.3 billion, 13% increase. And that's not good enough. Stock sells off. That's crazy. 102 to a low here, yesterday of $87. Nice rebound today, but again, didn't get the best candlestick. Left a lot of people there. Still had some sellers in there. But this is you buy this, man. I don't know how liquid the options are, but Dollar Tree, Dollar General, these are companies that economists call what's the word for it? Basically, when the market crashes or sells off, these are basically resistant to the economic woes that happen. In fact, if we go, can I go back that far? Let me see. Maybe a monthly chart will do that. Yeah, if we go back, let's go a 12 month. This is a yearly chart. So it's a 12-month chart. Every bar is 12 months. If we go back, this is Dollar Tree. December 2008, 2009, 2010, when many companies were struggling, Dollar General was doing very, very well. Because these are companies, this is a business that customers, they come running to when times get hard, when cash gets tight. They become big-time winners in the marketplace. And in fact, I think we'll see similar chart on Dollar Tree. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Dollar Tree, as you can see here, year after year, doing very well. Struggling with what's developing right now. This is 2018, so we're still very early in 2018, but this is what you're seeing so far. A little bit of red there. All right, but for the most part, 2009, 2010, 2011, that's why they tell people to go long when it talks about trading for the long term, buying good companies with great fundamentals. You're talking about, as you can see here, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Absolutely, Joe. Calling it a dip buy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Look at that. Dollar General got hurt today. By the way, with earnings March 15th. And watch, you'll see another situation where they'll probably miss, according to quote-unquote analysts, even though they'll probably kill in a number, and it'll sell off. But DLTR, was that? Yeah, Dollar Tree. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, again, if you're gonna go in there, it's a $91 stock. So if you got it like that, shit, I'd buy it here. But so I'd definitely go with an option. Put significant amount of time, as much time as you can afford on it. And I think you go in now with a $90 call option, and you put 6 months, a year on that. Oh, dude, you're selling this back into the marketplace with a significant amount of profit. A significant amount of profit. Let me see here. I want to look at the option myself real quick, and we'll get back to your tickers. But I'm curious myself where DLTR. I know Dollar Tree's got better options than more liquid options than Dollar General, excuse me, has better liquid options. But I do see here Dollar Tree has options. Yeah, but you see they're illiquid. They're really illiquid. So let's go to Dollar General. Let's go to Dollar General. All right. And again, they're probably going to end up selling off. And even Dollar General, the liquidity isn't that great. Wow, guys not buying options in the dollar stores? The spreads are pretty wide. Yeah, the spreads are really wide. Oh. The spreads are really, really wide, man. Wow. I'm surprised. Joe, he said, have I shorted any stocks lately? No, I got pushed out of a stock like 3 days ago. It wasn't anything significant. IFNI, what was it? It was INFI? No, it was gosh, what was it? What was that ticker? IFNI, INFI? No, what was that? I want to call it. Gosh, I can't remember what it was. You know, after a while, bro, you don't even memorize these things anymore. IFNI or something like that. It was a ticker I talk about on my Instagram. Hold on. I talked about it on my Instagram. Add me on Instagram, free stock picks. Add me on Instagram, free stock picks. Hold on. What ticker was that a couple of days ago? What ticker was that? INFN. There it is. INFN. INFN. Oh, my God. INFN. I lost, I want to say just under like $510 on this one. It squeezed me, man. It squeezed me. And the company's basically buying. If you're a seller, the company's buying from you. I have no doubt the company's going into the open market and doing what they can to keep their shares higher. At this point, it's running out of steam, but they're squeezing every penny out of this chart, man. They are squeezing every penny they can out of this fucking chart. Do you know what I'm saying? 82 on the RSI. They are squeezed. Now, if you look at the weekly and you go into monthly, then, you know, it's a different story. But the daily, it's got to pull back here. But if you're a seller and you're looking to dump, they're buying from you. The company's buying. It's no doubt in my mind the company's buying. All right? Because every single day, if you look at the 5-minute, you know, every time there's even an attempt at capitulation, there's a huge buyer that comes in and buys the lows and buys it all the way back up to the open. You know, and it happens over and over and over again. You know, huge buyer. So that lets me know this has got to be the company buying up their shares. I mean, it happens over and over and over again. Day after day after day. Huge buyer picking up the lows in the morning. Keeping the stock up. Keeping it propped up. You know? It's ridiculous. It'll fall eventually. It'll fall eventually, and I'll be watching it. But because it's got a lot of meat on this bone, man. It's got a lot of meat on this bone. That earnings number was a horrible number. Better than expected revenue, but it was a horrible number for the most part. And it's not going to be holding it forever. Reminds me a lot of Roku. Reminds me a lot of Roku. If you remember, Roku did a very similar situation. You know, Roku gapped up, kept running. The low float kept it higher. Company was buying shares, keeping it higher. I lost about a couple. I lost almost 500. About the same amount, 500 or so bucks on Roku. And then, sure enough, next earnings cycle came crashing down. But And Roku's fighting for its life here. You know, Roku's fighting for its life here. I'm actually looking to buy some of these 37s on Roku. Because I think if you get these 37s, it's this, you know, the floor is long way down for Roku if it cracks 37. If it cracks 37. All right, let's keep it going. Yeah, Joe, that's coming down. That's coming down soon. Yeah, that stock's coming down soon, but I just couldn't keep holding it and holding it and holding it. It is coming down soon. But, you know, after a while, man, you just get tired of seeing that red slowly creeping. All right. Keep it moving. WNN. Boy, some patience would have made me a lot of money in WYNN. I posted a game about two weeks ago now on WYNN. Made like $1,300 on that. Posted it on my Twitter. You can pull that up. And that was, ironically, I want to say in April 20th, too. I should have, and again, if, you know, we are all impatient. So impatient, man. One day I'll learn. But WYNN, boy, what a breakout. And when I see it WYNN, what I see in WYNN is what I see is going to happen in GE, too. Kind of that, just one day it's going to open up and it's going to break out WYNN with a $10 move. $10 move today on WYNN. In fact, I want to show you guys because I had made a dummy trade on WYNN just because I was going to play. It wasn't a dummy trade; it's actually a real trade, but it was just playing around. Let me see here. Do I have the pick? I don't think. Let me see if I have that pick. And WYNN. All right, it's going to take forever for me to send it to my to send it to the show and post it to myself. But the WYNN options today, the 179 calls, on WYNN were up 3,000%. 3,000% today.
Supreme victory.
The 179 calls. You can look up those gains. I'm sure your trading platform would let you do it. There were huge gains made today on those WYNN calls. And again, the only thing that could have got you that was patience. All right? The only thing that could have got you that was patience. MGM, another beneficiary of the move. Casinos across the board were looking really good. All right, we're looking really good. You had Las Vegas Sands deal that came out. So that Las Vegas Sands deal for $1.3 billion, I think that reminded people how valuable, you know, these entities are. The fact that people do love to gamble and casinos make a shitload of money. You know. $1.3 billion deal. These are very expensive. You know, more expensive than what? Some NFL teams, man. Or as expensive as some NFL teams. Absolutely. Yeah, go pull up those numbers up. Let me see if I can. God, I don't know where my you know when you just want to get to your gallery shit on your phone? And they put it all deep somewhere, and you know, screenshots got a different folder for screenshots, different folder for the actual camera photos, and like, god damn, just put it one place. Shit. Some cop pisses me off about Android. Let me see category. Yeah, so I got to put, because it mixes it all up in here, it all jumbles it all up. But I know I did a screenshot. I did a screenshot of I'm gonna have to find it. Okay, here it is. Okay, can I email myself this? Let me see, email myself, yes. All right, 1 second, guys. Let me just do this. I'm going to email myself this screenshot I took earlier. And I want to post it on because I want you guys to see this. This is crazy. This is what options can do to your account. You know, this is crazy. All right. I emailed it to myself. All right, let me see here. Real quick. All right, save it. Open it. Screenshot. All right, real quick. Images. And making sure I don't accidentally post no titty pic. Gotta scan carefully to make sure I put any titty pictures on here. What's that screenshot? Okay, what's that screenshot? What I named Hold on. All right, here it is. All right. So there it is. So just emailed it to myself. There it is. So, and I think these were today. You saw the 175 call. Again, this is WYNN. Up 2,000%. 2,000. These were like 2 cents each yesterday. I think they were like I don't know what's 2,000. What's 2,000% less than $4. I mean, you're gonna have to do the math on that. I think they were like 2 cents or some bullshit like that. Up 2,000%. The 177 calls, 3,500. So the 179s were actually higher. I think it was like 4,000%. This is real money that was made today, folks, from somebody. They were like 2 cents each. I don't know what the theta was, Desert Edge. But nobody was even looking at these. I'm sure somebody hit it. I mean, somebody hit, somebody had at least one call option. I got to tell you, though, I feel sorry for anybody who was selling that option, though. If you were selling the 177 call, I feel sorry for you. Because you probably game over for your account, man. You probably game over for your account, man. It's probably game over for you.
Lose.
Yeah. So shout out to anybody who was in that, man. That's a smooth one,
Flawless victory.
Yeah. Absolutely. What a killer move. All right? Yes, indeed. Fisher G, you said you would have bought 20 calls if it was 2 cents. I think it was 2 cents. They were like 2 cents or something like that. I mean, obviously, yeah, bro. I mean, 2 cents a share, and that'd have been a huge return. You bought 20, you bought 50, you bought 100 at that. Dude, that's a huge return. Huge return. All right, let's get back to the tickers. NETE, somebody's bringing up NETE. Yeah, nice move on NETE. But here's the thing. You had the guy from CNBC join, right? Pete Najarian. Was it Pete or John? It was John. Yeah, John Najarian joined the board of NETE. And that's so, man, there's something so shady about that. I don't like the fact, you're on TV sometimes, and now you're joining the board of a public company. I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, they're not going to let him talk about the company on TV or make it seem like he's, pumping it up, right? He's not going to say, hey, go buy it, because that'd be a blatant conflict of interest. But just him being on TV and then being a shareholder, that just, already makes, oh, wow, he's joining the board, so it must be a good company. I should buy it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, huge move today. Look at that. It's a nice candlestick. It's a real nice candlestick, up 71% NETE. When did Black Box put that out there? I did see that they put that out there. Price at the alert was $8. When did that alert come? It came actually pre-market. It came pre-market at 8:35. Unusual volume alert NETE. And it didn't have a really good day, right? I mean, for the day, it was actually, it was pretty slow today. Yeah, I pulled it up once today, and it was kind of really slow, but it looks like, when that RSI came back above that 50 line, and that's why I love buying when it crosses the 50. Sometimes I get fooled out, but, when you get a 50 line cross, RSI cross, see that blue line is showing right there, so it's crossed, the blue is positive, we're above the 50, all right, and 9 times out of 10, are we holding the 10? Yes, holding the 10. So that's a buy. 50 line cross. RSI cross. MACD cross. That's a buy. And it held it pretty well. Again, slight failure here, but again, the RSI is still above 50, so you stay in. MACD still bluish. A positive still above negative, so you're staying in. And would have been a nice move. Would have been a nice move. All right, but by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I mean, I'm not really looking to go in on anything that late in the day. I'm really not looking to go in on anything. But again, solid move to anybody who was in that. Solid move. All right. Fisher, you said, do I sell options or just buy them? I like the idea of selling options, but it locks up too much cash, man. It just locks up too much cash. Because of the margin that's required and stuff like that. I just, and then I don't know. I'd rather just buy them. I'd rather buy them. But I like the idea guys like to sell them on Thursday, especially deep out of the money calls, guarantee themselves like, a couple $100 every Friday. With those selling some deep out of the money options. But you can get fucked selling deep out of the money options. For example, look what just happened on WYNN. You can get fucked selling that. For example, what if you sold, which would have been smart to do, right? I mean, yesterday, it was Thursday. You said, okay, shit, WYNN's not going to hit 179. It's at 160. Let me sell these deep out of the money options. They're only, I don't know, let's just say a nickel each. I'll buy a couple hundred of them and I'll keep the cash. I'll keep a couple $100. You got your ass handed to you. You got your ass handed to you. So NET could pop to $11, but you could see the big sell-off tomorrow. Possibly. What are my thoughts on fresh 52-week highs? Are they buy? Oh, those are huge buys, man. Fresh 52-week highs are huge buys. 200 moving average, crossovers, 52-week highs. Those are huge, huge buys, man. Breakout. It's like buying a breakout. That's basically what you're buying there. Now, you got to understand that 52-week highs, that also attracts shorts too, because that is a high probability short too, right? Because there's expected resistance at those levels, right? So it attracts some shorts. But what tends to happen is that if it's a good company, it'll hit the 52-week high and kind of bounce above there, and then it breaks out higher with a real powerful move higher. That's why on a 52-week high, you typically want to use a Bollinger Band. And you'll notice it gets real tight at those higher levels. That's what you want to use at those. Speaking of the new highs, let's go to, and by the way, Tim Sykes talks a lot about that on his videos too. Those 52-week high breakouts and whatnot. I wanted to talk about some of the semiconductors. All right. A lot of the semiconductors, and they are cheap semiconductor plays. One in particular I'll talk about in a few minutes. That got a relatively low PE and could be turning around, at least in the short term. Might be a bit early, but could be turning around in the short term. We can talk, of course, some of the larger ones that we know of. Intel. All right. Intel. That stock made a new high today, but couldn't commit, and ends up selling off toward the end of the day for a 1% loss. But again, this is another stock that's looking to break out higher. All right, from some of the levels we looked at it a couple months ago. Just a couple months ago, or actually no, this is just a month ago. February, we were talking about a $44 stock. Now here we are, $6 higher. $6 higher 30 days later, less than 30 days later on Intel. And let's go to something cheaper, STM. STM is a $24 stock. Last couple of days have been very generous. 5 days in a row of solid big dollar gains. All right. 80 cents, a buck here, $1.10. I think these were like $1.50 or $2 on these two moves here. STM looking for that breakout higher at 25.48. That's the high. I'm going to set it right now. I'm going to set a high on that. And I guarantee you, I'm going to give myself a month. That's probably too much, but we'll be above that 25.37 in no time if STM continues it. And it's only at 61 on the daily chart, by the way, too. All right, STM. STM is the ticker on that one. All right. One of my favorite stocks to find, or favorite websites to find great tickers, InvestSnips. And pulling up some small cap semiconductor plays, I pulled up AAOI. AAOI is a very interesting company because they are the leading provider. They are the leading provider of fiber optic access network products for data centers and the cable and as well as the telecom and broadband market. All right, they're like in top three providers of this equipment. And they specialize in wiring specifically for fiber to the home type things. Now, fiber, when we talk about residential, we're still a ways away. We're still a ways away when we talk about fiber going to individual homes. Now, when we talk about enterprise services, it's pretty much already there. It's pretty much already there. Residential, we're still a little bit early on that. All right. But this is a stock that's been pretty beat up. This is a stock that's pretty beat up, and my investment theory spends more on the weekly. If you look at the weekly, you had the doji last week. You've got a doji setting up this week so far. I think it's probably what you'll get for the rest of the week. But you had a really nice day today in the stock. You had a 4% gain to the stock. With an unusual volume spike. All right. Had some nice news today where they announced that they had created a product that generated, what was that, 200 gigabyte? No, hold on. I think I'm reading this wrong. somebody who's really good in technology can probably explain that. 200 gigabyte per second. I know we get more than that, but I know I'm reading this wrong. But anyway, it was big news that people bought. I'm looking at the fact that it's a real beat up stock. It's got significant upside at these levels. Very little downside risk on a larger time frame. Very beat up even on the daily chart. I'm going to continue to keep watching it. But AAOI, very nice looking stock at these levels. All right, just keep it out there. Just say that you talked about it. All right, put it back on the daily. Here's the daily chart. Here's how it's setting up. Seeing that RSI leveling up, nice peak up today. All right, and this last 2 weeks is really what's got me interested in the stock. You had the gap down on the earnings 2 weeks ago now. All right, now that that's out the way. Can we see a recovery in AAOI? All right, not the cheapest stock in the world, but, look, trading at a significant PE discount compared to the market or compared to the sector. Sector-wide PE average is 19. AAOI is trading at 7.8 to be more clear. 7.8 times earnings. So you're talking about a very, very, very cheap stock. Very, very, very cheap stock relative to many of its competitors. All right, let's keep going. All right. So look at those tickers. Let me put that link in the chat room to Invest Snips semiconductor stocks list. And by the way, again, you can look up the large caps, the mid caps, the small caps, and the micro caps semiconductor plays. All right, the micro cap ones, volume is always an issue. So for high volatile moves like that, I prefer to stay even. If prices are concerned, stay in the small to mid cap range. And you're going to have to be just a little bit, willing to go in with at least some size to make it worth your while. RMBS. Here's it. Oh boy, this would have been a beautiful move here on that earnings loser, right? Earnings, sell off into earnings. Nice rebound on that one. But that's that link in the chat room. All right. GOPH. Gopher Protocol. What did they make, Jeff? You said? Makes mobile platforms. Life for a business. You said wide iron condors. That could be, yeah, that could make sense too. Life for a business. That could make sense too. I think Top says spike every 3 months. Yeah, when you talk about tops, I pulled up that move today, and that was really interesting. As soon as I saw GLBS, I said, look, when we talk about these shipping stocks, they don't run individually. They run as groups. So to see tops and to see GLBS, and then I think DCIX. Yeah, DCIX did something today. Dries, I didn't pull up. What did Dries? Oh, Dries, okay. Not much of a move, but it did something. But yeah, DCIX, GLBS, tops, they all did something. And DCIX, boy, what, man, this thing has been really beat up. This thing is really beat up on DCIX. What do we have on the weekly? Look at that. Okay, yeah, not even close. Yeah, let's go back to tops. Ooh, wow, these things are really beat up. Tops with a green on the weekly. Let's go back to the daily. All right, so, look, at the end of the day, they're not great companies. So as much as, it makes sense for the stock to go higher, you know, all you can do is really play the price action on these, because you know fundamentally the companies are for the most part failures. I mean, these companies are hemorrhaging cash. You know, they lose a lot of money. The only thing that really is really, you know, the buy about them is the fact that, you know, their stocks are so beat up. The market cap is so significantly below total market value of the actual company, right? Total asset value. Total asset value of Tops. Let me pull this up real quick. Total asset value is $187 million. Market cap is only $21 million. Now, that's not necessarily the way to price companies in the short term, but it does say that the stock is undervalued, right? But again, it's not letting you know that, again, the company is burning through a lot of cash and it's not profitable. But yeah, I mean, one of their mega tankers is worth more than $21 million. You know what I'm saying? One of their mega tankers is worth more than that. But yeah, you know, all you can do is play the short-term momentum, you know, and what the price action looks like tomorrow. But as you can see here, there's the daily chart. RSI is at 36. So you're talking about a company that's lost a lot. Just lost a lot. All right. Yeah, but you know, those are stocks that, man, you know, you catch a great low. You know, what was that? Just real quick, what was the ticker at? 15 cents a share, bro. I mean, you catch this as a major low. I mean, you buy a couple thousand shares, it moves 7, 8, 9 cents, bro. That's an account changing type of profit if you can catch it at the right level, you know, and it being the fact that it trades on these higher venues. So you don't have to worry about it acting like an OTC kind of thing where you're having trouble selling at the meet, you know what I mean, and getting the price that you deserve. You know, you're going to get all of that and more. All right. Yeah, I see it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. We're doing real good, though. I mean, we're going through a lot of tickers here. All right, LEDS. I'm going to get you guys out of here in a bit. Fisher G's like he's ready to go. LEDS. Semi-LED. I don't know too much about it. Don't know much about LEDS. Again, want to put out one more semiconductor stock, or I'll put it in between one. MU is very optionable. This one is a very liquid option. MU, new high today. Actually, new high the last couple days since the breakout. MU, there it is. Boom. MU, new high today, 55.25. This is a dirt cheap stock too. This is a pretty dirt cheap stock too. I don't want to say this is going to be the NVIDIA of 2017. I don't want to of 2018. I'm not going to say that, but MU is a really dirt cheap stock, and it should go significantly higher. Kind of reminds me of STM. All right, but this is a cloud. This is a cloud stock, data center type play. That's doing really, really well. Appreciate you, Bill Betts. MU. You can go out right now on MU and just go ahead and buy those $60 calls with some time on. It's getting there. All right. Where's MU? Very, very liquid, by the way. In fact, let me go. It was the May 18th. May 18th. What is that? 55. What is the May 18th $60 call looking like? Look at that. May 18th $60 call going for $284. That's $284. May 18th $60 call, $284. You don't even have to go that far out. You buy it in the end of money call is more expensive, but that's actually pretty cheap. It's a $55 stock, so it can't be that expensive. But you know, even an in the money $50 call, May 18th $50 call for $7, $7.75 right now on MU. That's a steal for 2 months, for 60 days from now. That's a steal for about 60 days from now. So you get March 8th, April 8th, right? And then May 8th. And you still have another 13 days left on another 2 weeks left on the option. That's a nice time. That's quite a bit of time. All right? And if you're really sensitive about it, you know, you can go ahead and buy yourself a $44 put for downside protection for 82 cents. That's actually a really good. I'm going to write that down myself. Man. Hold on. I gave y'all a goddamn call. I should probably be taking my damn self. I'm going to watch that. Hold on. MU. $50 call. $7. And then the $60 call for $2.84 right now. And that's May 18th. 60 days. Yeah, see that's the kind of option I like, man. Give me time. Give me some time. Bill Betts, I see you're talking about TVIX. Yes, we talked about TVIX a couple days ago when Gary Cohen quit, and we said it's going to come down, right? We said it was going to come down. It spiked on his move, on his exit. But again, as this market continues to go higher, and now we got confirmation that these last couple events coming out of the White House actually haven't been too bad. So we get back to winning again. TVIX should come down. TVIX should come down. Now a lot of brokers have turned their requirements on trading TVIX. They've increased the margin requirements and all that other kind of crap on TVIX, but that should be coming down significantly. All right. Yeah, we talked RNVA. We talked RNVA significantly. ATOS. Yeah, we talked ATOS. In fact, Ken called up and he took an L on ATOS. He took an L on ATOS. So if you got a long question, or if you think it's going to be worth dip buying this, give me a call. You know where the number. All right, let's keep it going. Let's go to some of your tickers, all right, and then we'll wrap it up. HMSY, Shirley Lewis, healthcare facilities. Let's go to weekly. Okay, let's go back to a daily. Yeah. $17. The only thing my problem is with this, I don't like the chart. I don't like the way that looks. You know what I'm saying? I love stocks that are, you can look at the chart and you can see a clear direction of what investors think about the company. And I don't see that here. It doesn't look like something I want to trade, like something I want to hold, like something I think I can make some money on and hold for several days and be comfortable with, compared to some of the stocks that I've brought up. This doesn't look like, 2017 was a great year and this company was nowhere to be found. Yeah, very choppy, very choppy. You want to look for winners. You want to look for stocks that win, There's small caps that look just like this. Something that's maybe taking a little bit of time, or, you want to look for stocks that really win. They have a history of doing some really good things recently, looking to gap up higher, break through some kind of resistance to continue, big moves onward and upward. That's what you want to be a part of. Or even a stock that's gapped down really badly and, is at a very, let's bring up RNVA again. You know what I'm saying? Very little downside risk. You know, I just pulled up on AAOI, something like that, or you know, a guy had brought up Atos. Atos was that kind of play, right? Really dirt cheap, low, very little risk. All right, you're willing to go long on something like that because what's the point? I mean, it's already beat to death. GE, right? GE is setting up something like that. GE is a buy right now. You know, GE is a buy right now. Very low downside risk to GE right now. You gave me a stock, Shirley. That was like, what was that, $17 or something like that? You just get into something like GE over the short term. That's a buy at these levels. Uptrenders. MARK. Remark. Yeah, there you go. All right. Certain nice trend. RSI cross, MACD cross, sell off, support, uptrend. I like that. All right. 2017 again, but you know, coming out of some major lows in 2017. All right. You know, even this one, I like the fact that you got some support here. You got multiple day support where it's building off of, coming out of low RSI, building up. So you're seeing some momentum come back in here. Decent volume too as well. But you can get prettier, even prettier than that. You can get prettier than that. Let's see, COLL. What is that? Collegium of Pharmaceuticals. All right, this is a lot better. That's a lot better. More, you know, more expensive. All right. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm a squirrel trying to get a nut. I want to make it very easy and not make investing complicated for myself. GLFH. Shirley Lewis, give me another ticker, Shirley. Because I don't want you to think, Shirley, that I'm beating up on you, because I know you've put up a few tickers, and I don't want you to think that I beat up on your tickers. But I noticed some of the tickers you put up, they're too conservative. They're too conservative. I get everybody wants to, you know, keep their risks low and whatnot, but you gotta want to make some money. You gotta want to make some money. You know, you gotta put a little risk on the table. All right. USRM, we talked about that. Kelly, Rob, what's going on? CY, semiconductor. Oh, there it is. CY, there's another one. Semiconductor about to break. That's why I put those links. Those semiconductors market wide, I'm seeing breakouts, man. An old favorite of mine, I don't trade. ON, $26. You know, another semi breaking out, man. ON. I already talked about MU. Texas Instruments. I don't really consider Texas Instruments a pure semiconductor play because they're into a whole bunch of other stuff. But I know they are semiconductors. You know, they do have some data center business. Sold off a little bit. Earnings sell off, right? You had the earnings sell off. Here's earnings. All right, stock sold off, now picking its way back. I think you can make this up. You know, I think you can make this up. Trading at the average of what most of them are. This is a 30 times earnings, 30 PE on Texas Instruments. Everybody in here has probably worked on a calculator that was by Texas Instruments. If you went to school in America, you probably used a calculator by Texas Instruments. All right, so they're into some other little things too. That one's making a very nice move too, back above positive territory, looking to break out higher eventually. All right. You said the Cypress Tree. Oh, you worked for On? Cypress Tree. When did you work for them? And what were you doing? Cypress Tree, where you worked for On, man. Shit. You wish you were still working for them. I wonder if they have an employee stock plan, man. Shit. Be rich as fuck working at a company like that. Let me see here. You know, these are the kind of companies you coming into now. You know, I'm not a 9-to-5 guy, but I mean, you come into a company like that, you do your 25, 30 years, and you invest in the company, and you doing that share purchase, and all that kind of crap with your paycheck. You know, you retire a millionaire or something like that, man. You know, these are the kind of businesses to be doing that kind of shit in. You know. You said AAH is rolling out. You said you worked there like 5 years ago. You worked there when the stock was only $5. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, these are the kind of, let me see here. Here's the 12-month chart. Yeah, this is beautiful, man. You already know where this is going. Every candlestick is 12 months. Looks like they had a tough, what year was that? 2000. Here's 2000, right? The dot-com bust. Damn, that sucker went from 28 down to 4. Dot-com. 9/11. 2001, 2002. Yeah, they've just been picking themselves up, man. Last 3 years have been awesome for the company. All right, 6 to 26, man. Stock is up almost 400% in 3 years. 400% in 3 years, man. You said they paid good? Oh, they better pay good. I mean, it's a semiconductor stock. They better pay good. They got the money. The margins are insane, man. JP Morgan exec warned stock market could fall by 40%. Man, they've been saying that for 6 damn months, man. They've been saying that for 6 damn months. You know, these executives will tell you to sell when they're buying, man. Just like what they're doing with Bitcoin right now. You know, I'm seeing all these guys who last couple of months were calling Bitcoin a fraud and all, and I still think for a certain extent that it's scammy. But why are all these major institutions buying up these Bitcoin exchanges, and they're buying these you know, crypto companies and all? You know what I'm saying? What's up with that, man? It's like they're buying on the low to turn around to sell the American people a story and say, hey, no. Cryptocurrency is the new asset class, man. I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. They're going to come back to the American people and call cryptocurrency an asset class. They're going to call it a new asset class. After they take it over, of course. QRVO. Yeah, I'm seeing some of these major banks talking to crypto companies. You know, because you got to understand that first run, that run that we went through into December, they missed the boat on it. That's why they were such big time haters, though. They were so salty. Like CNBC every day, they'd come out and just try to have some kind of professional billionaire or multimillionaire come out and call it a fraud. And, you know, they went and got, what's his name? The old Fed chief. This man looks like he's about to croak and die any moment now. What's that old Fed chief? Fed chairman. What's his name? The guy who was like not the new guy, but the old one. Yeah, I'm about to pull up your UMC. Somebody get me that before Greenspan. Yeah, there we go. Alan Greenspan. They went and fucking got Alan Greenspan You could tell this guy was at a nursing home or something, because they looked like that was a clip-on tie, and you know, they just put like a green piece of paper behind him. And Alan Greenspan went and called it a fraud, and he thinks it's a scam and all that shit. Quovo, okay, that's a nice one. That's a nice one too. Yeah, that one's another one enjoying a good ride, man. UMC, United Metro. Oh, goddamn, USC, nice move on that one. This is a small cap semiconductor play. The small cap ones, you got to be careful, because you're gonna have to do a little research. Oh, hold on. This is not a small cap. It's got a $6 billion market cap. Why is it going for $2? Hold on here. United Microelectronics. It's a penny stock, but it's a big ass fucking company. It's got 19,000 employees. Hold on here. Let me just do a little research on this. UMC. All right. NYSE stock. Headquartered in Taiwan. All right, so it's got a little bit of a debt issue. $2 billion in cash, $3.2 billion in debt. They're making enough money to take care of the debt, though. Revenue of 900, gross profit of 940 million. Float 2.2 billion. Outstanding 12.2 billion. The market cap is actually, all right, so they're giving me a different market cap. Percentage of the short that is float is less than 1%. It's like literally 0.72%. It's like 0.72%. That's a really good sign. It's got a barely, not even 1% of the float. Now the float is huge, so even though it's less than 1, it's significantly low, though. You know, significantly low. Company manufactures process integrated circuits and related electronic products. The company is also engaged in developing, manufacturing, providing solar energy and new generation light emitting diodes. Okay. Interesting. There it is. UMC. Let's look at the weekly, man. Let's look at the weekly. Here's the weekly. All right, weekly setting up pretty nicely. Positive territory on the weekly. Looks like you moved back above it back in February of 2017 when you were at $1.99. So, you know, it's a slow stock, though. I mean, the float's really fucking huge, man. You know, but it's headed in the right direction, and obviously today was a big move for that stock, man. That's a big move for that stock. You know, this is a stock, as you can see here, you know, since July of last year, it really been falling between 240 and 260. So now looking to break out. Do you get guys who start loading up? I mean, significantly loading up at these levels. You know? Do you get guys who start really loading up at these levels? You know? But it does remind me a lot of an AMD. If you remember AMD last year, you know, obviously two different companies, but AMD last year, very, you know, it was moving up higher, and, you know, you could go back to the beginnings of AMD, not last year, 2016, early 2016. Where you were struggling with those twos, and for years it had been at the same level, and then just something just clicked. Something just clicked, and it just kind of really took off. It's another company that has, you know, pretty large float. I mean, the float's not small. It's not small, and you just had guys who just loaded and were keeping it. All right, let's keep it going. Yeah, we talked about ZSAN. Huge move on that one. CMRE. So far, I got more. I got RNVA was the stock to watch, though. RNVA and many of these semiconductors, too, I'm going to be looking at. And by the way, don't forget about those ETFs, too, like bots. And what's that Watson ETF? I keep forgetting to write that fucking ticker down, man. That Watson ETF, where it's a AI generated ETF. But Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, RNVA, AAOI. And then, of course, somebody was talking about, let's look at some dip stocks that are really beat up. We're gonna end the show on that note. We'll end the show on these really beat up stocks. CMRE 3% move today. Here's the daily chart on CMRE. I'd love to see more. I'd like to see some more on it. I don't mind, being early, but I'm not feeling this one just yet. I don't mind being early, but let's look at the weekly. Yeah, I mean, nah, bro. Nah, you want to see a little bit of, you want to start seeing some movement higher. You want to see some movement higher. AEIQ, yeah, there it is. Appreciate you, Red Rides and Cali Rob. AIEQ. AIEQ. Yeah, here we have this one starting to bounce back. And here's the weekly. Let me get back into the daily chart. All right. Yep, there it goes. Working its way higher. Still $27. These AIEQ bots, these ETFs, somebody's going to watch this in a year from now, 5 years from now, and they're going to probably say, I wish everybody put money into these things, because you already know where these are going, man. Global robotics, artificial intelligence, you already know what, that's the future. You already know it. It's all about really just kind of having the patience just to be willing to say, okay, I'm just going to, live my day-to-day life while I have this money that's just sitting there, doing what it do. Oh, I got it. Oh, I'm writing it all down. I got it now. I got it now. All right. Now let's go to some dips, man. Let's go to some really beat up. Yeah, Jeff. Really nice calls, man. Really nice calls. All right. These are really nice plays that you know what's going to happen. And by the way, let me see. Does this have options? STM has options. Okay, STM has options too. What I know these ETFs don't have. This bots doesn't have it. Bots has options. Oh yeah, okay. But you see, they don't give you the leaps though. Let me see, AIEQ. I thought that's gonna have nope, no options on that one. But BOTZ has options. I was actually surprised. STM has options. Do they have leaps? Yes, they do. So STM. Okay, the spreads are way wide though, but STM is a $24 stock. You can get the January. I'd buy it now just because look at the huge interest. January 17, 2020. $35 call. $35 call for $2.60. This is January 17, 2020. You're getting 2 years on this option at $35. This stock could hit $35 this year, man. This stock could hit $35 this year. I'm just saying could. I'm not saying it will. I said could. That deserves at least one. That deserves for me to buy at least one of those. Only $260. You said Head and Shoulders. Yeah, Head and Shoulders. Head and Shoulders. I know that's not, always the greatest sign. Hold on. Yeah, somebody said, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say, well, yeah, now you're kind of throwing me off with that now. You're trying to make it look like it's going to reverse and come back down. But that's only if it comes back down, though, right? It's only a Head and Shoulders if it actually does come back down. All right, let's end the show on some beat up stocks. Let's end the show on some beat up stocks. Real quick, a couple stocks that were beat up. Let me see, is it gonna pull me up from yesterday? A couple stocks that were beat up from yesterday. Miller Realty, CEI. We saw CEI got really beat up yesterday. Still continue to go lower. CEI, believe it or not, I'm actually looking for a bounce in here. I'm looking for a bounce in here. I think you probably keep going lower on CEI. Look, it's an ugly looking stock. It trades ugly, but I know you're gonna have at least one green candlestick eventually show up, in this stock. But I can't say it's going to be tomorrow. But that was a really beat up stock yesterday and today. Speaking of the shippers, yesterday, Ship, really ugly yesterday. Continuation of that ugly move today on Ship. All right. Another stock we've talked about, MRNS. Continuation of that. And for the most part, that was only three that really got on my radar. And if we go for today's action, boy, there was a lot of ugly looking stocks today. FTD, ladies and gentlemen. The company that's supposed to win, big time in February. Boy, what a loser today. Down 32%. Company announced that they didn't do so well. That the last 2 months, particularly the numbers coming out of Valentine's Day, were horrible. They basically said that they didn't do a really great job for Valentine's Day. And, the market killed them for it. FTD. Yeah, BlackBerry supposedly is suing. Oh, no, Best Buy. Oh, but who's BlackBerry suing? BlackBerry suing somebody. Best Buy, $73. It's been a minute since I've caught up with Best Buy. I don't know what's going on with that company. It's been a minute since Best Buy, last 2 days haven't been the greatest, but Best Buy is trying to fight it. All right, trying to fight it. Nice move. All right. You said Death Spiral turd locks. Yeah, those are, load up on his courtesy list of bullish horns. Yeah. NTLK. I see you got that Netlink, Strikeforce Technology, BYOC. Yeah, those are good companies. Let me look at that rival DTII. Not there yet, man. Still looks to be kind of struggling there. But again, this is probably where you pick this up, though. But it looks like the DTII's got a lot of paper out there. Strikeforce Technologies, better share structure. There's another one, though, that was, in the double zeros for some time, right? Couple months here, right? December through early February, 0057s, you're up 100% since then. Up 100% in Strikeforce Technologies. So not bad. All right. Couple one, MSPC, Red Rides. Could get, you could get a bounce in that one. We missed MSPC. We missed it. I mean, every time Ken would pull it up, and he wasn't sure about getting into it. And, by the time we had looked at it, it was, 77, 78. So it was like, fuck it. Look for a bounce in that tomorrow if it does happen. But I'm always waiting for that alert first. 34 holes, yes. OTC 3000 is my Twitter. OTC 3000 is my Twitter. OTC 3000. Add me on Instagram, free stock picks. Single point, SING. I'm still waiting for the marijuana stocks, not the marijuana, the casino stocks. Well, now I'm going to be waiting for them to pull back a little bit. Thank you, Paul. I think I had Paul, Paul just pledged to be a $5 donation Patreon member. I appreciate you, Paul. You didn't put your last name. We just put Paul. $5 a month. I appreciate you, bro. Single point. Vapor Group? Yeah, Vapor is pretty good. But I'm waiting for these casinos because now they're going to have to pull back. But, when are we going to get the Supreme Court to announce what are they going to do on sports betting, man? I've been waiting for like 2 months. Good God, man. It should be coming down the pipe anytime soon. Anytime soon here. All right. Here's the article that came out. I already read this one. States are betting that Supreme Court will legalize sports wagers. Let me put this in the chat room. A lot of companies are already moving forward. Dude, I can't wait till all the pumps, bro. Can you imagine all the pumps that are going to show up on that move? You know what they did to Bitcoin. You know what they did to marijuana. Can you imagine all the OTC pumps that show up? Bro, they're going to be huge. On sports betting. They already got one. Well, GMBL, it's an esports, so I wouldn't say it's a pure gambling play. But I think GMBL, it could end up running because of it. This is a relatively new one. You remember I introduced one to the show a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Talking beat up stocks. You got a beat up stock, RAS. Real estate, yeah. We're not fans of real estate at these levels just because interest rates are higher. But look, you can always get a solid dividend play even though, it could be a loser. For example, we had a guy for a couple of days who was calling and, his plays were more like long-term type. And he would mention like dividends. And I know guys in the chat room like, why is he talking about dividends? You got guys who just trade like that. I think he just had a different way of trading. Go for realty income. Ticker O. This is an old school trade. If you've got, mommy, daddy, granddaddy, great-granddaddy kind of money, these are the kind of tickers you buy. You go and buy O. They pay a monthly dividend. You load up on a couple 100,000 shares, right? They pay you 21 cents a share every single month. You got 250,000 shares of that. What is 21 cents times 250,000? That's $52,000. You get a $52,000 check every month, right? And then you enjoy your life, right? So $52,000 a month. What's that? $50 times 250,000 shares. How much is that? It's $12 million. So for $12 million, you get the security of 52,000. Well, you probably wouldn't do that for 12.5 million. Probably I'd have to lower that number. But and plus, it's not heading in the right direction. Well, you probably wouldn't do it for that many shares, but still, that's a good dividend check. That's a pretty good dividend. If somebody's getting that check, yeah, you probably wouldn't do it for that much. But these dividend stocks, that's why people buy them, though. You buy these REITs for that good dividend income. You may not buy that much exposure. That's pretty a lot. That's a lot of exposure. Not at one time anyway, right? You buy them at, over a period of time. Oaks has a 4-cent dividend at a monthly price of $3.35. Let me see. Oaks. Okay. What's the monthly chart look like? Oh, damn. It's been a loser, bro. Shit. I may not like the quality of the real estate on this situation. Typically, yeah. I mean, that's why I pull up O, because O is it's been struggling recently, but tickers like O that pay a monthly dividend. It has been paying a monthly dividend since 2012-ish. People like stocks like this. You buy in, you get a monthly dividend. They buy high quality real estate, and the tenants pay the company pays you, and that's just kind of how it goes. And your legacy wealth, these are the kind of stocks they buy. Now don't get it twisted. They buy the Netflix of the world and Amazons of the world and stuff like that, but for that money that they just don't put at risk, they love these REITs, man. They love these REITs. All right. I know I always say NVIDIA because it's NVIDIA. I had somebody send me an email of that. It's NVIDIA, not NVIDIA. MCOA. No. Definitely get it out of the monthly chart. That's not going to look pretty at that one. MCOA. Boy. MCOA was again, there's a company I talked a lot about, and it really ran hard into California legalization and then collapsed since then. Where it went 300% in about a month and a half, from 0.02 to 0.069. Astrid, yeah, she's on Twitter. Hit her up. Astrid is on Twitter. Hit her up and see how she's doing. I don't know if she's still playing OTCs or not. I can't check up on everybody. Like I said, some people, some people are in trading for a season, and some people are in for a reason, man. So, it is what it is, man. AMLH. AMLH has got a paper situation. Their float is too huge. That's going to come back though, Cali Rob. That AMLH, it'll come back eventually, but man, that paper situation is ridiculous. And then remember how they were going to come out with that GG Media Network thing, and he had like the little talk show, and they had hired all those fake ass actors. And he was doing videos like, yeah, guys, these are the new people who are going to be doing the show. And it was going to be like a show on esports. And then it disappeared and nobody knows. You'd be surprised, man. You can go on these websites and hire actors for like $20 an hour to just pretend like they're really doing something for you. You know? All right. A few more and then we'll get out of here. Ritter Pharmaceuticals. Ritter Pharmaceuticals. Oh, that's a nice one coming from these lows. I like what today's day represents for Ritter Pharmaceuticals. Very small company. 16% gain. All right. Like how this is setting up, you know. Let's see if we can cross it and stay above it. That'd be really good if we can stay above these levels. That'd be pretty. Is there too many fake traders on Twitter? He said, yeah, she did. She did. But I understand though. I mean, he was very personable. He went live a lot on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And then I think there was a situation where like she was asking him questions and he was personally answering it, so she felt like a personal connection towards him. You know. RGLS down 32. Oh man, here's a biotech stock that's really whoa, man. That one's gotta go. Damn. Shit. Yeah, that's a big time loser, man. That's a big time loser. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me get out of here. You know we can be here all night. There are over 17,000 publicly traded companies, so we can be here all night. We can be here all night. Let me go ahead and ring the bell, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you. Get up out of here. Great day as always. Looking forward to ending the week on a strong note. Shout out to people on Black Box Stocks, man. We've had a really great run so far in August, and it's not even, in August and March, and we're not even at the midpoint yet. We're not even at the midpoint yet, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, indeed, man. All right. So let me get my outro. Shout out to my man Rick Ross, man. Rick Ross still alive. God is good. I like Rick Ross, man. You know, very inspirational music. You know, went from trapping to the boardroom. I appreciate that, man. Get those likes up. Press like. Yes, indeed. No place like New York City. Thank you, sir. Corey Kwan, Desert Edge. Bill Betts. Hey, Bill, thank you, man. Ricardo Joseph. Cali Rob, appreciate you, man. DNF Bob. Bruce Mason. Joe Silva. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Joe. Gucci. Wande Casa, thank you. Look, I hope I didn't come off like an asshole today. I wasn't trying to be that. I just, you know, I just want us to enjoy the show, man. You know, Fisher G. But I don't want to be crucified if life happens or if the software fails. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys for understanding. K-Mac 15. Cool Cat Beats. Eban R. Legendary 8s. All my callers, Bad Scientist, Treasure Hunter. You guys know I appreciate all of you, man. You know, this is a great show, what we're doing here, man. We get to call in. Even though most of y'all don't want to call in. I don't know why. It's the same motherfuckers all the time. But, you know, I love y'all anyway. But the fact that it's the interaction, man. You know what I'm saying? People don't respect what we're doing here. You know, the CNBC crowd, they don't respect what we're doing here, man. Even though this is the future. We're at the cusp. You know, this is where the future is, man. At the end of the day, what we're doing here in this show, nobody else is doing it. They're pushing message boards. They're pushing chat rooms where, you know, You can call up and talk to people, or put a voice out there. You know, nobody's ignoring you here. I don't care if you were here 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. You know what I mean? You can call up and put it out there, man. Never ran from a caller here. You know, it is what it is, man. Yes, indeed. Londell Cardi said you're shy. Callie Robb is shy? What? Callie Robb, as hard as you go on people in chat rooms, you're shy in person? Mikhail, have a good night, man. Lennox John, let me find out you guys are shy in person, man. You guys going in the chat room going all hard on me and shit. You talking about in person, you're shy? Fuck out of here, man. Come on. Yes, indeed. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Until next time, I'll see you guys back here Monday, same time, same place. You know what it is. Take care, everyone. Happy trading.